Hey, honey, I should probably tell you. I was married once before.
What's her name and social security number?
No, you're not gonna kill her.
Toxic, toxic, toxic. That's all I can say after watching this movie. Mr. and Mrs. Smith came on my radar after I heard that they were remaking it into a TV series. And I thought to myself, I said, self, today is the perfect day to rewatch this movie. So I did. And younger me didn't realize how ratchet they were, but older me can see it crystal clear. Y'all come on with me and let's hop into this recap. The movie begins with John and Jane in a couples therapy session, and you can tell off bat that there's some trouble in paradise. They have the same awkwardness together as my parents. The only difference is my parents not together, so... We then go back 5 or 6 years to Colombia and we get the story of how they met. And to make a short story even shorter, John and Jane are both working undercover when they spot each other and act as if they are a real couple. But this act turns into reality. So a few weeks go by and they begin dating each other. Now keep in mind, they're both undercover assassins, but they're hiding that from each other. John says that he's a contractor and Jane says that she's a server. So this relationship is already starting out with lies and deception. Neither one cares that they're starting a relationship built on lies because John lets it out that they're getting married.
I'm getting married!
I can't hear him. Can you stop hitting him? I think he said something crazy.
Getting married!
It's now present day and we get a small glimpse into John and Jane's day. And these two have no love connection whatsoever. It's as if they don't even know each other, probably because they don't. We then cut to a young agent named Benjamin who receives a special assignment. It's now later that night and Jane is cooking when John comes in. They have a little disagreement about curtains. And then we cut to John having a solo session. And well, you take a look.
But there are times.
Then Jane gets her solo session, and it goes like this.
Or anything, we just, I have little secrets. Everybody has secrets.
That same night, Jane goes out on a secret mission, but she isn't the only one because John also has a mission of his own. John's mission starts off as a fun game of cards, but quickly goes left.
Lucky?
Yeah.
No kidding.
So what is the kid? Waiting for a job or something?
You are the job.
Now for Jane's mission, she tracks down this man who's been selling drugs, and she finishes him off in a different way than he was expecting.
Have you been selling big guns to bad people?
Huh?
I like how everybody in the background was just pretending like they didn't see this woman falling out of the sky. It's now the next day and John gets an assignment to track down Benjamin and kill him. And what a coincidence, because Jane also gets assigned the same mission to track down Benjamin and kill him. We cut to Ben being transported to a location and we see Jane stopped out waiting for him when she spots an unidentified man doing tricks in his car, not knowing that that man is her husband. And that's how out of touch they are with each other. Even though she can't see his face, if you're waking up to this person every day, then you start to notice their posture and silhouette, but not John and Jane. Jane pulls out her gun and shoots him, but he gets back up and shoots his missile her way, but she manages to dodge it and get away. But Benjamin also gets away, causing them both to fail the mission. Also, John finds a laptop that Jane left behind. Now back at her headquarters, Jane gets orders to find the man that shot the missile at her. We then cut to John getting the laptop scanned, where he gets the address to where it came from. He goes to the address and finds Jane's name as the CEO to where the laptop belongs to. And then we cut to Jane finding out that John was the man at the desert who shot her.
You lie.
Now they're at home and they both know about each other's secret, but they don't know that the other knows what their secret is. And the tension is through the roof. It gets so thick that a wine bottle drops and they both lie and say that they're going to get some towels to pick it up. But instead, John runs to get his gun and Jane runs to the car and takes off. John follows her and tries to stop her, but she runs him over, and he manages to hold on to the roof of the car and busts through the window and tries to talk to her, but she jumps out of the car, sending John flying off an edge.
We need to talk.
But luckily for John, he survives the crash and heads to his friend Eddie's house to rest and prepare for the next day, where he sneaks into Jane's office building. But before he can get to her, all of the ladies in the building evacuate. But John finds their new hideout and goes to try to plead with Jane. They have a little back and forth, and she threatens to blow up the elevator that he's in. He tells her to do it, so she tells him goodbye, and one of her agents sets the bomb off. And in that very moment, you can see the hurt in Jane's face. So we see that she actually cares about him. We also find out that John wasn't actually in the elevator. He was actually just using a camera pretending to be. It's now later that day, and Jane is out at dinner by herself crying. It's true when they say you don't know what you've got till it's gone, but she doesn't have to worry for too long because she finds out that John isn't dead when he shows up to the table. They do a little tango, but then Jane, who is a little overwhelmed, rushes to the bathroom. The camera points to the bathroom and we see it explode. But don't worry, because Jane wasn't inside. It was just a distraction for her to exit. And while following her, John is notified that his jacket is ticking. That's because Jane placed a bomb on it.
You know that you're ticking.
Get back! Get back! Get back!
They both head back home and play a little game of cat and mouse. That quickly turns into kill or be killed. And that turns into, well, freaky deaky. It's now the next morning and their house is completely messed up. But this has somehow made John and Jane's bond stronger than ever. They more toxic than the SZA song. But they don't relax for too long because Benjamin and his crew pull up to try to kill them. They make it out of the house and steal their neighbor's car and set out on a highway chase.
There's things all over the place. How do you drive these things anyways? After the highway chase, Jane reaches out to one of her agents for assistance finding Benjamin. The agent tracks his location to a federal courthouse. So you know the deal. They pull up to the courthouse and John sneaks in via sewer tunnel and uses a bomb to get to Benjamin, capture him, and drive him to a motel where they question him. He tells them that each of their organizations found out that they were married, so they set them up by giving them the same assignment, which was to kill Benjamin because they knew that they would start to target each other. They find out that Benjamin has a tracker on his belt and make a run for it. They go to an IKEA-ish store and are followed by the agents, and we get this intense gunfight. After the gunfight, we cut to a therapy session, and believe it or not, everything seems to be going good for this overly toxic ass couple. Just ratchet.
That's a good sign. Sometimes you have to battle through.
That's marriage, right?
Yeah, you take your best shot.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith is the textbook definition of a toxic love story. John and Jane deserve each other. Matter of fact, they need each other because I don't think anybody would put up with any of their shenanigans. Them people crazy. But I'd be lying if I say I didn't enjoy the ride. Shoot, I might even get back on. You never know. I think they might be rubbing off on me. That's my recap of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Before I leave, I want to give out an award for Best Action Scene. This award is going to go to the house fight. Yeah, this scene is ratchet, but I love it. I told y'all they rubbing off on me. And that's it for this video. If you made it to the end, I would really appreciate it if you gave me a like and subscribe. And until next time, peace.